good morning, should I say? It's actually morning. I look like a drowned rat, I know, and I'm a fat man in waders again, I know. The weather's actually appalling, as you can hear by the raindrops on the bivvy. And this week, well actually it was only like the other day when I got back from fishing down at Farlow's for the perch, which was a disaster, didn't catch sod all. Weather was shocking there as well as it is today. So I thought I'd come do a bit of roach fishing, and thought, well, we're better than my local, well, I'll say my local, it's an hour and a half away. It's Esthwaite's water up in the Oaks Head here. Now, as you know in my previous videos, it's a very big water, and so far I've had a few technical issues with the camera. You know, it's all going wrong so far, as it always does. So it's pretty much where am I at. I found a spot, the marker floats out, I'll show you that in a minute. I've had a bit of a feel around, found somewhere, I won't say hard, but it's smooth, it's not too bad, good enough to present a bait anyway. I've just got my bait ready. I'm still doing a bit more baiting, you know, getting my baits ready and what have you, my worms and stuff. I've not even got a rod made up, they're already here but they're not made up. The alarms are out ready. In all honesty, I've been here since probably about 9 o'clock, it's 10:30. So I've got the bait, I've got some balls of ground bait out so far. Well, that was a disaster as well. Out of the 15 big balls I put out, I think about 10 of them got there, the rest is shattered on the shitty catapult that I use. But I'll get some more ground bait ready, I'll show you how I mix that up later. Nothing special, it's when I come here I do the same every time. I normally put it out with a spawn though, but I'll probably not. I probably might do that next time actually. I brought 2 kilos of ground bait with me, a couple of pints of maggots, a few pints of hemp and corn, and loads of worms. It's about half a kilo in here I think, or a kilo, I'm not sure. But either way, tactics for this session are always the same. It's going to be helicopter rig, maggot feeder, the bullet feeder. And I don't know if you remember, the last time I went roach fishing was at Farlow's. I had these new feeders. Can you see them? It's the new Preston feeders, the window feeders. So I'm going to have one of them on with some chopped worm and stuff in, with a longer hook link, and use a worm as a hook bait. And I'm just going to go back over to the trusty bomb feeder. I like this one, to be fair, because it sits good. It sits on the bottom like so. Because this one has all the weight in the bottom, it tends to sit like that, so bait can come out of it. So I'll have to have a longer hook link for the worm, and I'm hoping that's going to produce as well. Well, I hope they both produce really, but I'm just going to see what's going to be the best. I'm going to have a maggot rig and I'm going to have a worm rig, and at the end of the day I'll tell you which one was the best. To be fair, I honestly think that might do the best today, with some chopped worm casters and maggots all shoved in there, topped off a bit of ground bait. But I think the maggots will do just as well, but I do think that might just nick it a little. So that's less than me talking, I need to get this stuff sorted, otherwise I'm going to be here all day, do no fishing at all. Do some chopping up some worms with my new hedge cutters, you see them? Bought them from a local tackle shop the other day, they're about £7. And I tell you what it is, it's so much easier when you're chopping worms up. You don't get the old stiff fingers and stuff like that, and sore fingers with giving it this. So if you're chopping a lot of worm and caster up, I recommend you get some of them. They are absolutely wicked. Cut an edge, hey? Right. Speak to you all soon. Right then, sorry for the extreme close-up. I'll give you a quick demonstration on the scissors, doing a bit of chopping, and you can see for yourself just how aggressive they are. So, excuse the fat man in waders, and I'll just knock the camera over. So there's that. Let's turn this up so I don't. It's pretty simple. I do is I put it between my legs. Just be careful when you do this. You don't chop all else off if you're a geezer. So and you can dice them as, and I like them quite fine. I wouldn't say a soupy type, but I want a bit of something there so they can see it. So here you are then. This can be more of a tackle review, this, can't it? So I have no idea what you call these. These scissors. There's no name on them. The only thing I can say is, if you want to pay, you have to go into Padiham Angling if you want some of these. And it's been nothing like that, has it? Mincemeat. So there you are. I've got no idea what these things are called, so I can't give you a name, unfortunately. But like I say, Padiham Angling sell, they're about 7-8 quid. So that is a bit of a tackle review for you. On a pair of scissors. I like to call them the hedge cutters. And I've got to say, for 8 quid, they're far better than the old, you know, so you don't get the old cramp in the fingers and stuff. Far easier, if you ask me. So they are. Tackle review done. Right, I'll just quickly show you the rig. I know you've seen it a billion times before. People still do ask me about them, you know, these helicopter rigs. So I'll just quickly show you what my approach is. I'm about to get these rods out for the first time in 2 hours. As you can see, I've got the old Preston window feeder on, up to a couple of beads, anti-tangle sleeve, and quite a long hook link. And I'm going to put a worm on that. Now, another thing that people ask me about is the hooks. So I'll quickly show you. That's the hook. You can see it right well. That's one of them. It's pretty much, it's this hook here. It's Quorum. It's one of them, but it's in a size 16. I find them brilliant for worm fishing. Everywhere I've gone, I've took them. Anywhere at all. If I'm using a worm, I put one of them on, and the hook, a bit like a long shank, if you will, but not like a small long shank hook. And they're very straight, and they're very, very good for worm fishing. So yeah, that's the first one. Obviously the second one is the ever faithful little helicopter rig, bit of a bead, swivel, and a feeder. And I've got got one of them tungsten sliders, clingers, about 2 foot up the line. That's pretty much it. I'm gonna get these rods out in a minute. Get wet again. So it's a bit dreadful though, if I'm honest, is this weather, but we come fishing because we love it, so it's not too bad, is it? So right, get this done, get it all sorted. I'll speak to you all soon. go, boys and girls. I'm not weirder, but I think it should be getting up there towards a pound. I think it's quite a big fish. That's the first one I've had. Oh, it won't be far off, I don't think, a pound. To be truly honest. So yeah, pretty good fish that. Suited. There she goes. Quite happy with that really, because every time I come up here I always lose one out of the net. Well, that one didn't. Once it was netted, it kind of went chilled out a bit, and in usually my particular style I tend to lose them, like I say, but sometimes the net will fall over and it'll just get over the lip and away to go. But this time I kept that one, so that's a bit encouraging on the baited spot. I just wish this rain would let up, but I'll have to see what if it does or not. So yeah, I'm quite happy about that. Oh, you see it? Got a bit of a liner then. Quite calm today. It's normally absolutely blowing a hoolie, but not being so bad today. It's just wet. So couple of pike anglers out over on the boat, you can see them. Move out the way for you. I don't know if they're in shot. Over there by a hut, front at White House somewhere, if you can see him, on the old boaty. Come on, fishy, fishy. So I'm fishing about 9 wraps out, but obviously I'm stood in the water quite a way, so it's more like 11 wraps out, 13 wraps out. Yeah, good water. It's 1-0 to the maggot feeder so far. So what I'll do is I'll speak to you all in a little bit later, and you never know, I might have a bit more of an update for you, another fish maybe. This is specimen type of fishing. You know, I'm after the biggest fish I can catch possibly from out of this water, and possibly, you know, a new PB, but don't always work, don't always go to plan, does it? So I've had a nice one. That's it, It's coming up towards a pound. It won't be a pound, but it won't be far off. I wouldn't have thought that last time. So I'm going to make a brew. I think I've earned it. And try and dry out a bit with my heater. So I've got a few reviews to do as well. We're going to do them down at Farlow's, but I'll do them later on today. So, right then. Speak to you all in a bit.
There you are, folks. Got another one. Oh, it's a little bit smaller. You know, it's not, I won't say it's a massive one, this one. Not as big as the last one at least. It's all welcome all the same. Like I was saying, this is specimen hunting. I'm after the big ones. I suppose you'll get through your small ones first. Away it went. Happy days. Another one done. As you noticed, I got everything straight back out as soon as I landed it. Get it all rebaited back out. Because where there's one, there'll probably be more. Right then, this is the bait part. What I'm going to show you is now, I've got a tub, ground bait in it. Obviously if you follow me on my page you'll see what ground bait I use because I posted it up last night. The ground bait that I use, it's Super Crack from Van der Nine. It's very, very sweet and aniseedy. So it's pretty simple what I do with my ground bait. I don't, you know, I got it ready the night before. The only thing I have to do to it is add a bit more water to it if I want it stodgy, if I'm boiling it up, or if I want it on the method, or a bit drier if I'm just going to plug the ends of a feeder, which I'm doing today on one of my rods which hasn't caught a fish yet. So it's pretty much what I've got. Got some hempen coin. So I'm going to pour a bit of that in. Not a lot. Just need to shoot out a bit. So it's not a lot in. I'm also going to put a bit of the gunge in, what I chopped up earlier. Not too much. And then that's pretty much. I put a few dead maggots in. Just need a bit of a stir. I sound like a chef, but good with kneading. So this is what I've been boiling up, putting out. Like I said, I've been here a few hours now. It's about 1 o'clock. I've not had as many liners as I've been having the first few hours after I put the bait in, so I think they've cleared me out. So what bit I've got left is going to have to go out, I think. And see if we can get another fish or two. So I'll put that in there, a bit more water in. I want it a bit stodgy here so I can get it boiled up. So once I've got it all mixed, I'll show you it. So that's the ground bait mix. You know, complicated. A bit more water in. No, I don't go too mad with the particles in my ground bait, because if you put too many in or too many maggots in, you tend to find the ground bait, well, every time I've done it, you catapult it out. Normally I spom it out. I might spom this lot out actually last time before I was catapulting it, and if you put too many maggots in when they're alive, it breaks the balls up in mid-air and it just goes everywhere. So it's a bit of a pointless exercise really, putting too many maggots in. So I tend to put, you know, few particles in, but I put some particles in, but not too many. That's pretty much it really. There, that's it. So I'm going to do a few of these. Let's see how we get on. Don't know how, probably about 10 or so in here I think. And then I'm going to put them back in the tub for about half an hour and then spom them out. But this brain is a pain in the bum. It's meant to be drying up, but it's just nothing. Absolutely nothing. So I do like it up here. It is good fun. You know, it's, you just don't know what you're going to catch. Such a big water. You just don't know what's going to be under your line. Well, I've got there, what, 6 so far. Oh, I might have about 12, I reckon. I've got a few casters in here too. So 8. I mean, I was testing this stuff before. I put a ball in earlier, just in the margins. It soon breaks down, even though it's quite stodgy. You know, and it does look pretty good. It's 11. So there's my ground bait sorted. Show you one quickly. Oh, there they are. 12 bales of ground bait. So I'll probably get them out in just a second. See, I brought about 2 kilo with me. Well, roughly 2 kilo ground bait is 24 balls of that size, cricket ball size. And every time I come up from 2 kilo, so I always put about 12 or so in to start off with. Oh, about 12 to start off with, and then see how it progresses. And as the day goes on, add a bit more. So, yeah. Just a light drizzle. Wonderful. Absolute wonderful. Well, I've got a quick update for you. It is now, it's about, what is it? It's 3:25, and since I put the bait out, I've had one bream, probably about £1. Skimmer, it was a weird looking thing, like Quasimodo. It was just a great big bump on it. It was weird as hell. So that came on the worm rig. So that's, I had a perch. So that's 3-1. The perch was a smaller, about 6 or 7 ounce. So that's pretty much what's gone on really. I can't really say much else really, apart from that's probably going to be it for me. But tell you what is a lifesaver. My hat, obviously you can see, smoking. It's a bit wet. What it is down here, I've got one of the Nash bivvy eaters. I mean, I had a pie on it before to warm my pie up when I was hungry, and I've been putting my hat on it just to keep drying it out, and it just, you know, it's not like a gas heater, it's nothing exciting. I mean, I've been using it now for, well, every time I've been fishing really since it turned cold. They're 35 quid, they're not cheap. You know, but they are worth, if you put 5 or so tea lights in, you know, they say, it says on the box you can like pretty much warm the bivvy up to an extra 10 degrees. So, but it's, obviously you've got your door open and the door's, or it's shut, or you got a wrap on it, you might be able to, but I just like putting my hands over it when my hands are cold. If it's like it is today, it's wet, I put my hat on it, I put a pie on it. Yeah, it's very good. So there you are, as a top tip for you. Absolutely free tip. But they are expensive, they're 35 quid. And you get 5 tea lights to get you going. And you go to Tesco's, you can buy them like packs of 100 for 2 quid. You know, what I wanted to show you. Yeah, that's a tea light. Lasts up to about 3 to 4 hours burning. So not a bad little thing really. You know, it just keeps a bit of heat in, and well, like I say, a bit very, very minor, but you know, you can dry things on it like your hat. You know, it's not going to catch a fire because it's all enclosed. It's a good piece of kit really. So I'll probably give it another few hours and then I'll probably go home myself. So anyways, I might, before I go, show you how I fill the window feeder up before I go. If it lets up raining, I'll probably do it for you. So, oh, see you in a bit. I'll move you out here quickly. We've got another roachy on. Give me a little one. Look, it's massive. What's that? It's a perch. Oh man. That was probably about the same size as the last one. I don't know if you can see it right well. Nothing massive. It's a fish. So that's 4-1 there on the maggot rig. Ooh, right then. I'll speak to you all. Oh, bloody hell. That's no good. Not there. I will speak to you all very soon. The light's going now, look. So you can't really see me. Can't see me ugly mush. So, right, see you in a bit. Right then, boys and girls, this is me now then. This is my last bit to the camera for you. So, like I said, this here is the mix. Sloppy stuff. What you saw me chop up earlier. This is the ground bait. It's getting a bit wet now because it's been out. Water's getting into it, but it doesn't really matter, doesn't that? To be honest, I prefer a bit stiffer. It stays in because it's so deep, the water, it'll stay on until it gets to the bottom. But pretty much this is your feeder. You can see just that, it's getting dark. So what I do is get some of this slop stuff. I know some of you have seen it before, but people who haven't seen it will be, I think they'll be interested. Just getting it, keep putting a bit in. So like that, that's pretty much all I do. Give it a bit of a dint, then get your ground bait. Just squish your ground bait on. And that's it, pretty much. And obviously when you cast that out, it keeps everything inside till it hits the bottom and it all falls out. So that's pretty much. I mean, these are the large feeders, what Preston do. And as you see, there's very few holes in it. That's so it's for deep water. That's pretty much it, really. Hope you like that. So, let's leave that there for a second while I get this rag. I'll just turn you back up. So that is now pretty much me for this job. I'm going to carry on fishing for another couple of hours. It gets into dark. I'm hoping the rain's going to let off, but I don't think it is. It says it's meant to dry up, but it hasn't done. So I'm just going to get this gas back out, and then that's me for today until tomorrow. And tomorrow I am down the river. I'm going to do some chubbing. If everything depends on what the river's like. If the river's flooded, I think it probably will be because of this bloody rain. If not, I'll be next week when I go to the river on Thursday when I'm off. So, anyways, thanks for watching. Hope it's been interesting for you today. The last vlog you'll probably see before this was a bit dog shit, dog turd type of thing. It was a quick one, like I say, when I was down at Farlow's. It was more of a social with Carl, and then I picked a spot mainly for the perch, but the weather was just against us from start to finish. I mean, the conditions were fine, but as far as the rain and the wind, it was just 50-mile-an-hour winds, and it was quite bad, really. So I'll be going back down there again, I think. Possibly not this year. Well, I'd like to go down this year, but it's possibly going to look more like in January, really, for the perch and the roach and what have you. So, anyways, there's a road there as well, by the way. Sorry about the noise. So, thanks for watching. Take care. Merry Christmas, because it is December, 1st of December today, Saturday. So, see you all later.